Welcome in live to the 52nd District Championship game. We got a little bit of a late start here, but the Green Dragons have started it off right. I'm Andrew Williams. I have Mark Lawson next to me. The Green Dragons take on the Bell County Bobcats in tonight's Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Championship. The Green Dragons are starting us off here in the top of the first inning, and Baylor Varner has already led the Green Dragons off with a hit.
One pitch. Single right up the middle. That's the way you want to start.
Baylor's picking up right where he left off last night. That'll bring up Jackson Perry to the plate for the Green Dragons. Jackson had an awesome game last night, 3 for 4 with a triple. See if the Green Dragons can get something going. He's showing bunt. Baylor's running, and that'll be a bunt down the line. It'll go foul.
Yeah, the ball rolled kind of high on him. Tried to stab at it, and it went down that third baseline. Just a bit foul.
Green Dragons come into this game as the 2 seed in the 52nd District Tournament, while the Bobcats are the 1 seed. Oh and 1 to Jackson Perry.
Going to step out, readjust.
We saw this same scenario last night. Started off with a hit from Baylor Varner, and then Jackson Perry got a bunt down the line, which led to the Green Dragons kind of getting things opened up in the first inning last night against the Harlan County Black Bears. They threw over to first. Nothing doing there. So 0-1 to JP, and we'll step off the mound there. Get ourselves regrouped. On the mound tonight for the Green Dragons will be Brody Owens.
Go, JP.
Here comes the 0-1 to JP. Outside ball 1, so 1-1. Evens up the count here. Another nice night for some baseball, Mark.
It is. Not too hot. A little bit overcast.
Yeah, a little bit better than last night. Here comes a 1-1. Swung on a missed. Strike number 2. Pitchers count 1-2. Baylor's got a lead over on first. They'll throw over there trying to get him. Hate to ask this, but who's on the mound tonight for the Bobcats?
Let me look. I believe I know who it is. That's Braden Carroll.
Braden Carroll pitching. Jackson Perry stays alive there. Stay at 1-2.
He's got a 5.04 ERA on the season. He's pitched in 10 games, won 3, lost 3.
This is obviously it's a big game. It's a championship game, but a big opportunity here for the Green Dragons as they're looking to three-peat here as 52nd District champions. Comes a 1-2. Swung on. It's nubbed off the bat. That's going to get down, but then it goes foul. Would have been, had that not rolled foul, that would have been another one of those almost swinging bunts there for Jackson Perry.
He's so good at that. He's got speed. No, I saw Lisa made a post last night talking about his triple, and I was like, oh, I knew that was a triple as soon as it left his bat.
Yeah, I talked to Eric a second ago, and I said he should have just went home. I think he had a shot. 1-2. Let's see if Baylor's going to take off on this pitch. They've thrown over at him twice. Here it comes. Comes a pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike number 3, and that'll be out number 1 for the Green Dragons. That'll bring up Eli Fryer. Eli hit some balls right on the button last night, just was right where the outfielders were. So number 2, seeing if he can pick up where he left off last night. 1 on, 1 out, top of the first inning. 0-0 still is our score. Here comes the pitch to Eli. That is going to hit him. That is literally the exact same thing that happened last night.
One pitch, he's hit.
So now 2 on, and Brody Owens will come to the plate with a chance to help himself out here. Brody will be the starting pitcher tonight for the Green Dragons. Played catcher last night for Baylor Varner in what was a dandy of a performance.
Man, it's one of the best performances I've ever seen.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was a fantastic performance by him.
You know, I told my wife about it when I got home. I said he faced 22 batters and he struck out 18. And she don't even know a lot about baseball. She went, what?
Yeah, that's crazy. As that pitch catches the outside corner, strike number 1. Not really a historic performance last night by Baylor Varner. Just was in control the entire night. 0-1 to Brody. Comes the 0-1 pitch. Swing and miss, strike number 2. Quickly down 0-2. And this one.
With a runner in scoring position with 1 out, you really want to help yourself right here.
Yeah, Green Dragons need to capitalize on this early opportunity that Bell County is giving them here because Bell County don't give you much. He'll step off as Baylor was kind of leaning towards third but was able to get back there.
Dancing a little bit, making him nervous.
What's the thing about Baylor? He's going to put pressure on you. Here comes the 0-2. Swing and miss, strike 3. So second strikeout of the inning for the Green Dragons. That'll bring up Braxton Bowen. Still 2 on, 2 out.
Carroll actually leads the Bobcats with strikeouts on the season, 49 Ks, only 18 walks.
Yeah. He's thrown strikes early in this one.
I think the one that caught Fryer was just a breaking ball. It didn't break.
Yeah. So Braxton Bowen will step in. Chance to deliver here for the Green Dragons. Carroll trying to get out of a jam. First pitch. Swung on, hit foul. Right back over at the fence. That'll be strike number 1.
Rouse didn't even flinch over there. I'd have been throwing up the shin guard.
Yeah. Carroll late to that one, but was able to get his bat on it. Green Dragon dugout coming alive a little bit over there. Comes the 0-1. Swung on, foul tip right back into the glove. But now he finds himself down at 0-2. Going to have to protect here if he wants to make something happen for the Green Dragons in the top of the first inning. Carroll will step off. See if all runners will be moving here. Here comes the 0-2 from Carroll.
Hello.
Just misses. That'll be ball number 1. Braxton looks like he's choking up on that bat a little bit.
Just want to make contact.
Yeah, trying to put the bat on the ball. 1-2 to Braxton Bowen. Green Dragons have 2 on with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning of our championship game. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on, hit foul. Bowen stays alive as that one's hit over to the football field. Good job by Bowen just staying alive there in this at-bat. A hit probably scores Varner. Here comes the 1-2. Outside, ball number 2. Good job by Bowen to work it back to an even count here.
Let's go, Braxton.
Carroll gets his sign.
Varner has a good lead at second.
He's off. Here we go. And that's going to be hit foul again. So, well, I think this is up to the 7th pitch of this at bat. Good job by Braxton Bowen. See if he can capitalize. He's seen a lot of pitches thus far. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here for the Green Dragons in the top of the first inning. Here comes the pitch from Carroll. Swung on, hit foul again. And we'll stay right here.
He's hanging tough.
He is.
Spoiling some pretty good pitches for the Carroll.
Yeah. Heat probably less of a factor on pitching tonight, you would think, Mark.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's still warm, but you don't have the sun glaring on you like you did that first game yesterday. A little later start.
Yeah, Carroll will step off there. Yeah, a little bit more of a breeze tonight as well here as we get this one started. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Ball hits foul.
Yeah.
He was able to.
If he would have held on to that would have been strikeout.
I didn't know that he tipped it.
Yeah, he barely got a piece of it.
Yeah, you could.
I heard it barely hit the bat.
So that'll be a foul ball. Bowen stays alive again. It's over I think it's the 10th pitch of this at bat.
Yeah, it's been a long at bat.
Yeah.
That's good, though. The more you can make a pitcher work,
the
better off you'll be later innings.
Bowen looking to deliver. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, foul again. We will stay here.
He's battling both of them.
Yeah, good job there by Bowen.
You know it's got to be frustrating as the pitcher. You're just like, come on now.
Yeah, because he's throwing a lot of good pitches. I mean, Bowen just spoiling them. Carroll gets a sign. Bowen will ask for time. A little bit of a chess match here between these two. Comes to 2-2. Swung on. It's hit in the air. That will be fair. Second baseman underneath it, and that will be out number 3. So the Green Dragons get 2 on, but nothing doing there. We'll come back for the bottom of the first inning here in the Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Championship on 105.1 WTUK. Welcome back. Bottom of the first inning here of our Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Championship. Mark, I just got finished eating at Sazon, and it was good.
It's good every time.
I had the quesadilla, the new quesadilla tacos.
Really good.
Very good. I was very impressed.
I'm telling you what, if you get some cheese sauce to dip those in.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah, that's what I did. It was fantastic. Green Dragons will have number 13, Brody Owens, on the mound tonight. Big game on the bump for him in this championship game. Starting us off for Bell County will be number 8, the center fielder, Holden Clark, who was that?
Excellent.
Yeah, he was our player of the game last night. He was fantastic.
He's a hard out.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get that young man out.
I think the key here for Brody is going to be getting off to a good start.
Yep.
Can't get behind batters. Here's Brody's first pitch of the night. That is high, ball number 1.
On the season, Owens has an 8.45 ERA, got 42 strikeouts, been susceptible to some walks, 44 walks on the season.
I think that's going to be the key. You can't give Bell County free passes tonight. 1-0. Low, ball 2. From Brody. That is in there. Nice breaking ball there by Brody for strike number 1. Just caught the outside corner. Was looking way wide, but hooked in there. 2-1. Pitch coming. That is fouled off. He went back to the breaking ball there. Clark was able to hit it foul. Evens up the count at 2-2.
Tell you what, he's a tough out, man. He's gonna swing at anything close.
Here comes the 2-2 from Brody. Just misses inside. It'll make a full count, 3-2. Can't let this opening base runner get on. Here comes the 3-2 from Brody. It is the breaking ball again. It's hit deep out to right field. Jake Brewer underneath it, and that'll be out number 1.
He didn't have to move too much. It was pretty much right in his tracks.
Hit that ball well. Jake was right there, though. That'll be out number 1, and that'll bring up the shortstop, number 1, Cooper Brock.
On the season, Brock batting .400. That's not including last night. But
Man, it felt like when we were calling out that first team, all district, it was just Bell County's whole lineup.
Yeah.
First pitch is low, ball 1. .1-0 here from Brody. That is in there. Strike number 1, swing and a miss by Brock.
Break ball seems to be working well for Brody right now.
Yeah. He's went to that a couple of times. Able to find the strike zone. Comes the 1-1 from Brody. Breaking ball again. It's hit hard right up the middle, and that is going to be a base hit for Brock. He's rounding first, but it'll stay right there.
Good job cutting that off so he couldn't advance.
Green Dragons get that ball in, but that'll be a single for Cooper Brock. And now the Bobcats have a runner on with Braden Carroll, the pitcher, coming to the plate. He was setting on that breaking ball right there.
Yep.
Brock's over on first. Brody will peer over at him. Carroll at the plate. First pitch coming. Hit hard. That'll be a foul. In foul territory.
Trying to help himself out here pitching tonight. Carroll's batting .319 on the season.
Mark, we did the last game that was here between these two teams. Very close. Probably for the first
5 innings.
First 5 innings, and then Bell County was kind of able to blow it open. 0-1. Swung on, hit on the ground. Cooper Thomas can't come up with it, and that will be an E4.
Good news is no one advanced any further. Bad news is you had a guaranteed out.
So now 2 on and 1 out for number 17, Ty Mays.
Cleanup hitter batting .427 on the season.
Talked about it last night. This Bell County lineup, they're tough.
What's crazy is Mays has only struck out 8 times on the season.
Wow.
Him and Brock both, as well as Blake Burnett, only 8 strikeouts on the season.
Sheesh. So Brody Owens working in a jam here in the bottom of the first inning. 2 on, 1 out here. Comes the first pitch from Brody. Swung on, hit foul. Back behind the plate. Same exact scenario that the Bobcats were in when the Green Dragons had 2 on in the first inning with 1 out. The top of the first inning with 1 out. They were able to get out of it. The Green Dragons are trying to see if they can replicate what the Bobcats did. 0-1 to Ty Mays. Comes the 0-1. I'll be outside. Ball 1. This is a big out. I mean, it's a big at bat here.
It really is.
Mays looking to deliver early on for the Bobcats. 1-1 for Brody.
Breaking ball.
That is in there. Throw is high from Chris Rouse. Great job there by Baylor Varner to cut that off.
Both runners do advance on a double steal.
So now you have 2 runners in scoring position. That was a called strike, so now you have 1-2. Still only 1 out here for the Bobcats. Strikeout would go a long way for you if you're Brody Owens.
Yes, sir. It's a tough ask, though.
It is for a guy that doesn't strike out very much. Brody's looking over at third. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, hit foul. Stay right here at 1-2. Good job there by Mays. Staying alive. Brody gets a sign. Here comes the 1-2. It's in there. Strike 3. Huge strikeout there by Brody Owens, and that will be out number 2 for the Bobcats. Brody delivered when he needed to, and now number 5, Blake Burnett, will come to the plate looking to deliver here for the Bobcats.
And that's a big strikeout right there for Owens, but you got another tough ask. .344 batter. He's also only struck out 8 times on the season. The first 5 of this lineup's just tough.
It's really, really good.
And the bottom 4 is not either.
Burnett steps in. Here comes the first pitch to him. It's in there, strike 1. Good job by Brody Owens finding the strike zone early on.
You know, it is election time, and I just saw a post that said there's so many election signs, I think I just voted for a realtor.
I like that.
It got me.
0-1 here to Burnett. Just misses inside there. It'll be ball number 1.
Beautiful backdrop here. For
Yes.
baseball. Looking over into downtown Harlan.
Here comes a 1-1 from Brody. Breaking ball in there. Strike number 2. Buckled Burnett's knees there just a little bit. 1-2. Brody Owens trying to get out of a jam here. 2 runners in scoring position for the Bobcats. 1-2 count, 2 outs here to Blake Burnett. Brody gets a sign. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike number 3. And number 13 delivers. The Bobcats strand 2. And we'll go to the top of the second with a tie game at 0-0 here for our Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Championship on 105.1 WTUK. Welcome back. Top of the second inning. Chris Rouse will be leading off for the Green Dragons. First pitch from Carroll is high and inside, ball number 1. So both of these teams stranded 2 in the first inning. That was a big moment for Owens to get that.
That was huge.
Back-to-back strikeouts.
On guys that don't strike out.
Yeah.
That's.
Carroll gets his sign. Here comes the pitch to Rouse. 1-0. Swinging and fouled off. Back behind the plate. Evens up the count at 1-1. Comes the 1-1 to Chris. It's outside, ball number 2. The Green Dragons will go Chris Rouse, Cooper Thomas, Caden Jackson here in the top of the second inning. Comes the 2-1 to Chris. It's high and inside. Ball number 3. Hitters count here for Chris Rouse as he's trying to get to be the lead runner to get on base for the Green Dragons here in the second
inning. He didn't even flinch, and I was like, that's going to hit him.
Yeah.
Like, it was inside.
He was hanging in there. Comes the 3-1. That is high and inside. That'll be ball number 4. So a leadoff walk to Chris Rouse, and the Green Dragons have their opening base runner on here in the second inning. I'll bring up number 22, Big Cooper Thomas.
And Carroll, in 33 innings of work, has only walked 18 batters.
Yeah.
You need to make him pay for those mistakes. That's both teams are going to have to cash in on any mistake the other.
Well, and you know, like we said last night, this Bobcat team just doesn't make many mistakes.
No.
They don't, and they're a very good team, good disciplined team. Chris Rouse has a lead off over on first. Coop showing bunt. Chris Rouse is gone. Throw's going to be down to second base, and Chris is in there. So that'll be a stolen base for Chris Rouse. Good job there by him. That was a strike to Cooper Thomas, but the Green Dragons have a runner in scoring position here. With nobody down in the top of the second inning. Chris has a pretty big lead over at second. Carroll gets a sign. Here comes the pitch to Coop. Swing and a miss, strike number 2. Coop finds himself down 0-2.
Coop had a big hit last night, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
It is a little bloop, I think.
Mm-hmm. Just fell right in the middle.
Comes the 0-2 to Cooper. That's in there, strike number 3. That'll be the first out of the inning for the Green Dragons. That'll bring up the DH, number 24, Caden Jackson.
Thought that one was coming in a little low, but it stayed just high enough.
Good job by that Carroll there to bounce back after giving up a leadoff walk. Caden will step in. Carroll gets a sign. Comes the first pitch to Caden. It's outside, ball number 1. to Caden. Comes the pitch. It's inside, ball number 2.
Jackson has that stance, the open stance.
Yeah.
That,
Little Andres Galarraga like.
I mean, that's a name I've not heard in a while.
That's my only talent in life, naming obscure former athletes.
Bob Scruggins from 1952.
We've had a John Olerud reference last night and an Andres Galarraga reference
You're
tonight.
Right with the MLB reference.
2-0. That's in there. Strike number 1. Jake Brewer on deck for the Green Dragons. Comes a 2-1. That's in there. Strike number 2. Carroll battles back and evens up the count, finding that outside corner. 2-2. Carroll gets a sign.
Jackson's up there in that batter's box.
Comes a pitch. Swing and a miss, strike number 3. So back-to-back strikeouts for Carroll. And now the Green Dragons have 2 outs. And that'll bring up number 5, Jake Brewer.
Tell you what, Brewer might not have those offensive numbers he wanted this year, but he's a must in the field.
Yes.
Plays amazing defense.
Jake looking to deliver. First pitch. Shows bunt. Doesn't pull the bat back. Goes for it, and that'll be strike number 1.
And that's something he's very capable of as well, those little bunt hits.
He's a speedster as well, Jake is. 0-1 to him. Chris Rouse stands out on second. Comes the 0-1. That one's high and inside. Chris Rouse is going to try to take third, and he takes it. So Chris Rouse being aggressive on the base paths tonight, and now he stands over at third. Green Dragons have their first runner on third base tonight, and now just looking to try to score. 1-1 here to Jake Brewer.
Somebody's going to have to break open the scoring eventually. Rouse says, why not? Why can't it be me?
Yeah. Carroll gets his sign. Here comes a pitch to Jake. That is low and inside. Ball number 2.
And this is a situation he doesn't want to lose Brewer here because you rolled back over to the top of the lineup with Varner, who's been super aggressive early at the plate. Just been killing balls.
Jake with a chance to deliver here for the Green Dragons in our championship game. Here comes the 2-1 from Carroll. Swing and a miss, strike number 2. Nice pitch there by Carroll to get the swing and a miss. Comes a 2-2. Swing and miss, strike number 3. So Carroll battles back and strikes out 3 after giving up the leadoff walk. The Green Dragons strand 1. We'll be back here for the bottom of the second inning on the Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Championship on 105.1 WTUK. Welcome back. Bottom of the second inning here. Still a 0-0 score here in our 52nd District Championship game presented by Sazon Steakhouse. The Bobcats will start it off with number 3, the catcher, Alex Creech. Comes the first pitch from Brody Owens. It's outside and high, ball number 1. Both pitchers have found themselves in jams early, but have worked their way out of it.
They really have. They've just buckled down. And that breaking ball he's got is just nasty.
He's got some good location on that tonight. That'll be in there for strike number 1. Here comes the 1-1. Just a little high, ball number 2. Good crowd on hand here tonight for this championship game. Comes a 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strike number 2. You know, you mentioned that, Mark, that the Bobcats have been susceptible to that high heat a couple of times.
If you're a hitter, it's hard to lay off of because it's right there at eye level coming right at you, and you just want to eat it up. I mean, it's what it is. It's always been the case. You look at any of your big hitters from the MLB, the high heat can get them sometimes.
Can get you. That last one was high and outside, makes it full 3-2. Comes a 3-2 pitch. And that's high and outside, and that'll be ball number 4. So leadoff walk here to Alex Creech, and that'll bring up the DH, number 11, Mason Sixeye. The Bobcats will use a pinch runner over on first base.
They usually have the courtesy runners for the catchers. Where they can go ahead and get those shin guards back on. And
so Bobcats follow suit that the Green Dragons did the last inning, which is get the leadoff runner on.
Brings up Sixeye, freshman, man, batting .313 on the season.
Gosh. Brody gets a sign. Here comes the first pitch of Sixeye. It's fouled right back at us.
Kerrigan just saw her live flash before her eyes.
I don't know that Kerrigan's awake, so I don't know that it really matters to her right now.
In her face, and all she did was...
Yeah, I don't know that she blinked. 0-1 to Sixeye. Brody gets a sign. Here comes a pitch to him. Belcounty's taking off. Chris Rouse going to throw it in a second. That pitch is high and outside, and that'll be a stolen base for the Bobcats. They did call that a strike on the breaking ball, so 0-2 count to
They
6
called that a strike.
Yes. But the Bobcats have another runner in scoring position here as they threaten here in the bottom of the second inning. Brody will step off. We've seen the Bobcats be pretty aggressive on the base pass thus far. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on. It's hit in the air. Back and out of play.
I feel like in high school you have to be aggressive on the base paths. You got to take advantage of the opportunities that come.
Count stays at 0-2. Nobody out here for the Bobcats in the bottom of the second inning. Brody peering back to second base. Here comes a pitch.
It's a nice breaking ball.
6-eye holds off. That was a tough pitch to hold off on. But good job there by him. That'll be ball number 1. Counts at 1-2 to 6-eye. Brody staring back at second. Here comes the pitch. That's low and in the dirt. Gets away from Chris Rouse. And the runner goes to third. So now
that becomes trouble because you have a runner in scoring position with no outs.
The Bobcats now with a golden opportunity here with a runner on third, nobody out, in a 2-2 count for 6-eye. Brody going to have to work himself out of another jam here. Brody peers over to third. Here comes a pitch. Swung on, hit hard on the ground. Baylor's got it. No, he doesn't.
It's out.
Baylor normally very sure-handed, but is unable to get that one. That'll go down E6.
Yep. Just popped right out of his glove.
Creech scores, and now the Bobcats lead 1-0. That'll bring up number 12, the second baseman, Aiden Smith for the Bobcats.
Smith, another freshman, batting .286 on the season.
6-eye on first. Smith showing bunt. It gets past Chris Rouse. He's going to have to eat it there. Oh, he does throw, but Smith is there.
Smith couldn't tell the ball popped away at first, so he held up.
Sorry, that was 6-eye, not Smith. So 6-eye's at second. Now the Bobcats have another runner in scoring position. One 0 count. Comes the 1-0. Tying outside. That'll be ball number 2.
The situation where Owen's just going to have to buckle down, not worry about that run that crossed, just get it back in the bottom.
Two-0. That was a ball. That'll be make it 3-0. So hitters count here to Aiden Smith.
With the runner on, you kind of wonder if he's got the green light.
Dalton Black's on deck. Comes the 3-0. That'll be strike number 1.
It's a unconventional leg kick.
It was, yeah.
I don't know what was happening.
So 3-1 to Smith. Pitcher Brody. Slow ball number 4. So now 2 runners on for the Bobcats, and that'll bring up the left fielder, number 10, Dalton Black. Second walk on the inning for Brody Owens. And as we said, that's just not what you can do here, and Coach Fryer's going to go talk to Brody about it.
Yeah, I figured that was coming. This is a situation you got Dalton Black coming up, a sophomore, batting .212 on the season. Probably just going out there, calm him down a little bit. 2 walks in the inning. an error that didn't, go your way. You just need to kind of throw strikes now.
Yeah.
That's the key. That's what he's going out there to tell him. Look, you want to go after Black here because you're rolling back over to the top of the lineup after Black, and that's not a fun place to be.
Well,
Runners on base.
Yeah, and the Bobcats still nobody out here. So this is a dangerous time here for the Green Dragons as the Bell County Bobcats are looking to extend this thing out here in the bottom of the second inning. Also tonight around Harlan County, a big night as it's election night, Mark Lawson.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people are excited about that. I'm waiting on Sean to text me with results. He has not texted me yet.
I'd say it'll take a while to get all of them in.
They do have the absentee votes counted.
Yes.
The early voting. So we do have that, but no in-person votes counted yet. So we're ready to come back in here. Dalton Black comes to the plate. 2-on, nobody out for the Bobcats here. Brody Owens will stay on the mound for the Green Dragons. Black's going to ask for time. Following the game tonight, there will be the presentation of the 52nd District All-Tournament team. The 52nd District MVP and the 52nd District Championship Trophy presentation. Both of these teams will move on to the regional tournament. Black showing bunt here. And Brody will step off, fake the throw to second.
You had Shelton charging in and Varner going to cover third. And I think it kind of confused the runner at second base because he ran back. He wasn't sure what was going on there. He may definitely try. He's going to try to lay down a sacrifice.
Black's going to show bunt again. That is inside. Ball number 1. Eli Fryer playing in at first base over on that right-hand side. And obviously every time Black's showing bunt, you have Varner going to cover third with Grant Shelton charging in. See if Black shows bunt again, he will. Pitch to him is outside, and that'll be ball number 2. Brody just struggling right now, finding the strike zone.
It's one of the situations you got to shake it off, get out of your own head.
As the balls are starting to add up here. 2-0 to Black. If Brody goes to the breaking ball again, that's where he's felt the most comfortable tonight. Here comes the 2-0. Goes to it, but it's low and outside. Ball number 3. And now Black with an opportunity to load the bases here for the Bobcats.
I look for Black to be taken all the way here.
Comes a pitch from Brody. Right down the middle. Strike number 1. Black was taken the whole way.
I believe he'll take again.
3-1. Pitch from Brody. Swing and a miss. Strike number 2. It's a full count here. 3-2. And what is another huge moment here early in this game.
I think it's a good decision from him. Just go away from the breaking ball right now. Just put some heat over the plate.
Yep. Got to find the strike zone. 3-2, nobody out. 2 runners on for the Bobcats. Here comes the pitch from Brody Owens, and that is high, ball number 4. And now the bases are loaded for the Bobcats, and it's danger zone as you get back to the top of the lineup. It's Holden Clark. He hit a ball to deep right his first time up. It ended up being caught by Jake Brewer, but we know that anytime number 8 steps to the plate, he is a threat to drive in runs.
If he hits a ball like that again, that's an automatic run from third.
He was our player of the game last night. He has a chance to deliver again here for the Bobcats. Bases are loaded. Bottom of the second. Bobcats lead 1-0. First pitch coming to him. It's low and in the dirt. Ball number 1. Nowhere to put Holden Clark here.
Yeah, base is full of Bobcats.
Here comes the 1-0. Swung on, hit foul, right back at us. Evens at the count, 1-1. Cooper Brock, who had a single his last time at the plate, is standing on deck for the Bobcats.
I don't know what's happening in that dugout. Sounds like someone's in pain.
Brody will step off.
I swear I think they're yelling bonsai.
1-1 count to Holden Clark, the center fielder for the Bobcats. Bases full. Here comes a pitch. Swung on. It's hit in the air. Deep out to left field. Braxton Bowen's underneath it. Runner's going to hold up. That's a nice throw in there from Bowen. So
that's right on the money.
First out of the inning. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Green Dragons. And a good job there by Bowen.
That was one that was just shallow enough to keep the runner on third from coming home. And honestly, if you're the coach for Bell County, there's no point in wasting an out right now because you only have one out in the inning. You don't see a lot of double plays in high school baseball. I mean, you do every now and then, but, one out in the inning, base is still loaded. It's probably a good idea not to send it.
And this is the heart of your lineup as well. Here comes the shortstop, number 1, Cooper Brock. He singled his last time at the plate. Bases are loaded still for the Bobcats.
I'm telling you, after that throw by Bowen, he's probably glad he didn't send him.
First pitch is foul tip back into the catcher's mitt. That'll be strike number 1. On the opposite side, if you're Brody Owens and you find a way to get out of this inning and only giving up a run, you feel
pretty
great. Good. 0-1 here to Brock. Brody gets a sign pitch coming. Brock holds off of it. That'll be high, ball number 1. 1-1.
A little heat on it.
Comes the 1-1. Low and in the dirt. Nice job there by Chris Rouse, just blocking the plate there to not let that get past him. But now Brock's ahead in the count. 2-1. You have 6-eye over on third, Aiden Smith on second, and Dalton Black on first for the Bobcats. 2-1 count. Here comes the pitch. That's high, ball number 3. And now Brody Owens is going to have to fight back in this at-bat to not walk in a run for the Bobcats. Where do you go here, Mark? Do you go to the heat?
You just got to come with the heat. Put it over the plate. It's one of those situations where if you're a coach, you don't really care what he chooses.
Just throw a strike.
You got to get over the plate.
3-1. Bottom of the second. Here comes the pitch. It's in there. Strike 2. Big pitch there by Brody Owens. So now the count is full. 1 down to Cooper Brock. Bases are full of Bobcats. Brody Owens trying to work out of a jam here for the Green Dragons.
You got to figure if he can get an out here, he's got to like his chances
3-2.
of getting out
Pitch.
this inning.
Swung on. It's hit foul. Nice job there by Brock just staying alive. Tipping it off back behind the plate. You have the pitcher, Braden Carroll, standing on deck for the Bobcats.
Switching out baseballs.
Go, Brody.
Brock will step back in. See what Brody's got here. Three-two. 1 out. Here comes the pitch. It's inside. That'll be ball number 4. And Brock will walk over to first base and get counted for an RBI there as 6-eye crosses the plate. And the Bell County Bobcats have extended this one out 2-0. And now Braden Carroll will come to the plate.
Still only 1 out in the inning. Got some work to do.
Braden Carroll trying to help his own cause here. First pitch coming to him. It's high, ball number 1. Fourth walk of the inning for Brody Owens. 1-0. Breaking ball finds the strike zone for strike number 1.
You know, Carroll, the opposing pitcher right here, he's wanting to put a crooked number up there for him.
Yeah, he's wanting to bust this one open here for the Bobcats. 1-1. Brody goes back to the breaking ball, but it hangs outside. That'll be ball number 2. So it's a pretty big at bat here. Either way, if, Green Dragons, if another run's walked in, you wonder Coach Fryer stays with Brody. 2-1 at its high, ball number 3.
It's like he's lost control of that breaking ball.
Yeah, he's just had a hard time finding the strike zone this inning. Three-one. Pitch coming. Slow, ball number 4. And another run will walk in. So that's the 5th walk on the inning. And now Coach Fryer is going to walk out. And that might be the end of Brody's evening here. We'll see.
I'm going to talk about things. Looks like they're pointing out for Brewer to come in. Brewer might be pitching a little bit now.
And we will take a break with them as Jake Brewer warms up. The Bell County Bobcats lead this one 3-0. The bases are loaded with 1 out in the bottom of the 2nd inning. We'll be right back here in the Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Championship on 105.1 WTUK. Welcome back. Jake Brewer will be on the mound now for the Green Dragons, and he finds himself walking into a difficult situation here. Number 17, Ty Mays, will be at the plate for the Bobcats. First pitch, swung and hit on the ground. Jake Brewer is going to turn around and throw to second base. First out. Bailey Varner throws the first. That'll be a second out. And a nice play there as the Green Dragons turn 2. But the Bell County Bobcats do some work. They put 3 on the board. We'll be back here for the top of the 3rd inning on the 52nd District Championship here on 105.1 WTUK. Welcome back. Top of the third inning here. Baylor Varner will lead things off for the Green Dragons. He had a single his last time at the plate. First pitch is hit in the air, and the pitcher is underneath it. Second baseman going to run in. Shortstop gets it. There's three different guys going after it. So Baylor Varner hits that first pitch once again, but hits it straight up in the air, and that'll be out number one.
He is being very aggressive at the plate in this tournament.
That'll bring up Jackson Perry. Jackson struck out his last time at the plate. So one down here in the top of the third inning.
Notice Varner whispered a little something to Perry there as he was heading back to the dugout. Maybe something to keep an eye on, maybe to tip the pitches. Or
wonder if they saw something. First pitch coming from Carroll is outside, ball number one.
He's kind of got like almost a sidearmed action against lefties.
JP will step back in. 1-0. Here comes the pitch from Carroll. That's hit hard up the middle, and that'll be a base hit for Jackson Perry. He gets things going here for the Green Dragons here in the top of the third inning. And JP's had a really good tournament.
He really has.
Went 3 for 4 last night and is 1 for 2 here this evening in that 2-hole. He's been aggressive, and he's been really good for the Green Dragons. And now one of the things with Jackson that you really have to capitalize on is his speed. He's very good on the base paths. Eli was hit by a pitch his last time at the plate. Eli's normally pretty good for getting at least hit once a game. Yeah, that's it.
If he didn't get hit with a pitch, I'd worry.
You know what happens, though, too, is his sister plays softball, and she gets hit frequently as well. So I don't know if it's just a family thing.
He's been hit 12 times in the season.
Yeah, I've watched Everly get hit 3 or 4 times as well this season.
He's been hit more than he struck out, I can tell you that.
First pitch is low in the dirt. That'll be ball number one. Eli with a chance to deliver here for the Green Dragons as they need to get some runs up on the board here in the top of the third. You know, just you thinking back to a second ago, how big of a moment that was for Jake Brewer to come in and get that double play. That was huge.
That was very, very big because, I mean, Bell County was one swing of the bat from opening that wide open.
Yep.
I mean, they still got 3 runs, but if a base hit would have put you up by 5 at least.
Yeah. Comes a 1-0 to Eli. Jackson's moving. Nice.
Rip.
That was ripped by Eli Fryer, and that's going to the fence. Jackson Perry scoring on that one.
Yeah.
He was running, and the Green Dragons are going to get on the board as Eli Fryer delivers for the Green Dragons, and they have struck back here in this game. It is now 3-1.
When I saw that ball heading to the wall, I knew Perry was scoring. There was no doubt about that. Like, he didn't even have to slide. He kind of trotted around third base. That's just how quick that kid is.
So that is a double for Eli Fryer.
And an RBI. Gets one of those runs back already. So
now you have a runner in scoring position here for the Green Dragons, and Brody Owens will step to the plate with a chance to help himself.
That was just a good piece of hitting, man.
I mean, we've seen pretty much every time he's been at the plate in this tournament, Eli has hit the ball really hard.
Yeah. Owens wanting to help his cause here a little bit now.
So Carroll gets his sign. Here comes the pitch to Brody. Swung on, hit foul. Way out of play. Comes the 0-1 to Brody. It's low in the dirt. Ball number one. Catcher couldn't find the ball, but Eli goes back to second. Brody's 0 for 1 in the evening with a strikeout.
I love these new catcher masks.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, we just had the little wire thing that goes over your face. And they got these helmets that look like goalies from hockey.
Yeah.
Man.
Carroll gets his sign. Comes the pitch to Brody O. It's hit in the air.
Pretty much same spot.
That'll be out of play, so it'll be a 1-2 count. Braxton Bowen standing on deck for the Green Dragons as they look to inch back into this game. Three 3-1 is your score. Comes a pitch from Carroll. That's hit on the ground. Eli Fryer's going to go to third. It careens off the shortstop's glove. And Eli Fryer's going home. The Green Dragons tack on another one on the E6. And they trail this one now 3-2.
You put a ball in play, you make good things happen. So already 2 of those runs back, and you've got yourself a brand new ball game.
And you just go back to how big that double play was. I mean, now you're within 1 run. What could have been a completely different ball game had that not been a double play. So now Braxton Bowen will step in. Still only 1 down here for the Green Dragons in the top of the 3rd inning. Brody's over on first. Carroll will peer over at him. Here comes the first pitch. Braxton showing bunt. He bunts it back behind the plate, and that'll be foul. That's what we want, Mark, is a good championship game, and it's been one thus far. 0-1.
Always loves some good baseball.
Yes. They'll throw over to try to get Brody, but Brody gets back to the bag. Oh, 1 to Braxton. He's showing bunt again. Gets that one down right back to the pitcher. That's bunted pretty hard. They'll throw it over to first, and they get him. But Braxton does advance the runner there. So Brody will be safe at second.
Go down as a sacrifice bunt.
That'll bring up Chris Rouse. Chris walked his last time at the plate. So the Green Dragons have another runner in scoring position here. Looking to tie this one up. Chris Rouse seeing if he can deliver for the Green Dragons.
He walked back in the 2nd.
Brody's got some speed as well, so a base hit probably scores him. Here comes the first pitch from Carroll. It's outside, ball number 1. (1-0). That's a foul tip back into the glove of the catcher. Creech comes up a little hobbled there. Even up the count 1-1.
Even with all that gear, man, there are some shots you'll take, and oh my goodness, it's
absolutely. Absolutely. Breaking news, the Dallas Mavericks are firing Jason Kidd.
Interesting. Maybe if they didn't trade off all their talent, he'd do better. Was he coaching, or was he?
He was the head coach.
Okay. I couldn't remember if he was in the GM position.
1-1 to Chris Rouse. Brody Owens is running, and he's there. So Brody steals third, and now the Green Dragons are close to tying this one up.
Tying run, 90 feet away. That was called a strike, though. Going to be 1-2.
So, Green Dragons being aggressive on the base paths. Looking to tie this one up. 90 feet stand between the Green Dragons in a tie game. 1-2 to Chris Rouse. Carroll gets his sign. Here comes the pitch. It's outside, just misses. Ball number 2. Evens up the count.
I was waiting because it was right on that corner where I can't really tell, so I was like,
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2-3 game. Top of the 3rd inning. Here comes the pitch from Carroll. It's low, ball number 3. Full count. As Chris Rouse works it full again. Here we go, big pitch. 3-2 from Carroll. It's outside, ball number 4, and Chris Rouse will walk over to first base. Back-to-back walks for him, and that'll bring up Cooper Thomas for the Green Dragons.
Runners on the corners.
Cooper will step into the batter's box here. Carroll gets his sign. Chris Rouse is going unopposed. So Chris Rouse will take second.
Just took off.
He was wasting no time there.
You hear that Harlan dugout coming alive now.
Here we go. Pitch from Carroll. Swing and a miss, strike number 1.
I have not heard the no chant yet.
They're saving it till later, I guess.
I say no, you say no.
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 0-1 to Cooper Thomas. Comes the pitch to him. It's outside, ball number 1.
So now after giving up a couple runs, it's almost like a little frustration there for Carroll.
Yeah.
Having a hard time finding that strike zone.
Creech will go out and talk to Carroll to get themselves on the same page here. 1-1 count. Green Dragons have plated 2 here in the top of the 3rd inning. Cooper will step back in after a conversation with Coach Fryer. Coop showing bunt. Carroll throws it. Coop gets the bunt down. Let's see if Cooper can make it at first. Throws over, and a nice try, but no dice. The Green Dragons plate 2. They stray in 2, and we have ourselves a ball game. It's 3-2 in the Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Championship. We'll be right back here on 105.1 WTUK. Welcome back. Bottom of the 3rd inning. The Green Dragons strike twice in the top of the 3rd. Make this a 2-3 game. That'll bring up Blake Burnett to the plate for the Bobcats. He struck out his last time at the plate. Jake Brewer still the man for the Green Dragons. First pitch coming. That's low, ball 1.
Brand new ball game.
Yes, completely different there. That'll be hit foul. One. That is hit hard.
Lick.
Jackson Perry gets to it. Nice job there by him. He got a good beat on it, and that'll be out number 1.
That was a good rip right there by Burnett. It just very quick to get over.
Jackson's so quick, man. He does a really good job. That'll bring up Alex Creech. He walked his last time up and scored a run. He got the scoring started for the Bobcats. One down here in the bottom of the third inning. First pitch coming. It's hit in the air. Eli Fryer's underneath it. And that'll quickly be out number 2. So quickly 2 down here. And that'll bring up Mason 6-eye. Jake just pitching to contact thus far.
And I mean, get it over the plate. Good things can happen.
Yeah.
Now, bad things can happen.
It's true.
But right now, it's going in the favor of the Green Dragons.
Mark, we're sitting here and we can smell that concession stand. It's smelling good.
Yes.
I ate a burger and a hot dog last night from it. It was about the only thing they're missing over there, marmalade sandwiches.
Marmalade sandwiches.
Yeah, that's it.
Is there such a thing as marmalade sandwich?
Yeah, marmalade. Yeah, from Paddington, absolutely. Come on.
I'm not a Paddington guy.
Come on. 2 down. Bottom of the third inning. Comes the first pitch from Jake.
He's doing what
It
he's
is in there. Strike number 1 to 6-eye. 6-eye reached base on an E6, scored a run last inning. Oh, 1. Goes the breaking ball, hangs up a little bit high and goes inside. That'll be ball number 1, 1-1. And that hits him. Jake flirted with it on that last pitch, but that one just held up inside. So 6-eye will be on with 2 outs for the Bobcats as they look to get some 2-out magic going here in the bottom of the third inning. It'll bring up Aiden Smith. He walked his last time at the plate and scored a run. Just texted Sean on some election updates. He did see the text and texted me back, but has not given me all of the. I think Kerrigan's upset because he's ignoring Kerrigan. First pitch to Aiden. It's in there, strike 1.
He's probably assuming she's asleep at the moment. So not looking for that text.
He's saying, how is Kerrigan sleep texting me right now? What is going on? Thought she was laying there drooling on the keyboard. 0-1 to Aiden Smith. Here comes the pitch. Outside, there's just a pitch out. Chris Rouse was threatening to throw down on 6-eye, but 6-eye gets back. Chris Rouse will hold on to it. Swing and a miss, strike number 2. Yeah, excuse me there. That was my fault. They made a couple of switches. Chris Rouse had been behind the plate. That's now Brody Owens behind the plate. And then I think Chris went out to right field. Yeah. 1-2 counts. 6-eye's over on first. Smith will step out and ask for time.
Was that Kerrigan that noticed the change?
I think so.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Kerrigan ready to go tonight. She's on her A game.
I'm going to have to hand her the mic.
1-2 here to.
Haven't paid attention. They're wearing all the gear.
Aiden Smith. Comes a pitch. Ooh, just
Brewer
misses.
wanted that one. He was ready to hop off the
Just
mound.
misses. Little outside. Evens up the count 2-2. Comes a 2-2 from Brewer. That one's hit on the ground to Baylor Varner. Baylor, throw it over to second. That'll be out number 3. So nothing doing for the Bobcats that half inning. We'll be back here for the top of the 4th inning. 3-2, the Bobcats lead the Green Dragons on our Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Championship on 105.1 WTUK. Welcome back. Top of the fourth inning, 3-2 baseball game. We'll lead things off here with number 24, Caden Jackson. Braden Carroll still on the mound for the Bobcats. First pitch is low in the dirt. Ball number 1. Caden struck out his last time at the plate. An election update. The AP has called the race for Andy Barr.
So Andy Barr won?
Yes. He defeated Daniel Cameron. 1-0 to Caden Jackson.
A close one.
Yeah. Comes the pitch. It's outside in the dirt. Ball number 2. Caden Jackson quickly ahead 2-0 in this one. In the county judge executive race, Colby Goss has about a 200-vote lead on both Mitch Alford and Paul Brown.
What'd you say? I didn't hear that last.
I said Colby Goss has about a 200-vote lead on both Mitch Alford and Paul Browning.
Does it say how many he's reported?
I did not see that. 2-1 count to Caden Jackson. That is inside ball number 3.
That almost clipped him.
(3-1) here to Caden Jackson. Pitch coming. That is low in the dirt. That'll be ball number 4, and the leadoff runner is on for the Green Dragons as Caden Jackson draws a walk. And now number 5, Jake Brewer, will come to the plate.
That's a 5-pitch walk right there. That's very beneficial to the Dragons here to start this inning off.
Jake struck out back in the second inning. Caden Jackson standing over on first. Braden Carroll peers over at him, gets a sign. Jake showing bunt and bunts it foul. Pops it up foul out of play. That'll be strike number 1.
You gotta like the hustle from the Bell County defenders there. Both of them giving chase.
So with Caden over on first, the Green Dragons will go Jake Brewer with Baylor Varner on deck. (0-1) to Jake Brewer. Pitch coming. Jake showing bunt again. He'll get that one down.
Nice bunt.
Caden Jackson will get over to second base as Jake Brewer runs that one out. But a good sack bunt there, and now Caden Jackson will be in scoring position for the Green Dragons.
He almost legged that out.
So now your tying run is standing at second. Baylor Varner standing at the plate. And one thing that has been consistent about Baylor Varner is he has went after the first pitch in pretty much every at-bat that he has had here in this tournament. See if he does it again. Popped out his last time at the plate. Green Dragons trying to tie this one up. Carroll gets his sign. Here comes the first pitch, number 1. That is way inside. That'll be ball 1, and Caden Jackson is going to go over to third, and now 90 feet away from tying this thing up.
That ball bounced right at eye level to me.
Man, what a big turn of events this has been.
Yeah, I mean, Bell County was one swing of the bat from breaking it wide open.
And the Green Dragons have battled back.
What a big double play pitch that Brewer was able to pull off there.
1-0 here to Baylor Varner. Comes the pitch from Carroll. Varner showing bunt. That was high. Went after it and bunts it foul back behind the plate.
I think they were going to have a little hit and run on right there.
Yeah.
Suicide squeeze.
Looks like Coach Fryer will call that one off. He says, not happening.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to take the bat out of Varner's hand.
Yeah, I'm not either. 1-1 here to Baylor. Carroll gets a sign. Here comes the pitch to Baylor. Swung on, hit on the ground. That's going to be strike number 2, foul.
Varner's chomping at the bit to put this in play.
Huge moment here in the top of the 4th inning. Jackson Perry standing on deck for the Green Dragons. Carroll gets a sign. 1-2 count here to Varner. Catcher setting up outside. Pitch is hit on the ground to the shortstop, and it gets past him. That's going to tie this thing up. As that'll be an E6 as Baylor Varner goes over to first. Caden Jackson trots across home plate, and we have a tie game here in the 52nd District Championship.
And that would still go down as an RBI for Varner because it would have got the run in, but he's going to reach on an E6, and that's huge.
So
Running
now,
home no matter what there.
Yes. Baylor just kind of flung his bat at that one just to make sure he got contact. Good job there by him. And now maybe the most consistent at-bat for the Green Dragons, most consistent batter for the Green Dragons has been Jackson Perry. He steps in to the batter's box here. He's already singled and scored a run for the Green Dragons. They threw over to Baylor Varner. Ty Mays was trying some trickery there. He's trying to act like the ball got away from him, but Coach Varner saw it and told Baylor, stay at home.
Yeah. Had a meeting on the mound to talk things out. Brand new ball game, tied up 3 apiece.
It's crazy at the turn of events here because it looked pretty grim for the Green Dragons back in the second.
Do want to thank all of our sponsors, of course, Sazon Mexican Restaurant, Harlan Mayor Joe Metters, Austin Miller for First District Magistrate, Bobby Kreider for Judge Executive, SEKRI, Jeff Marietta for Harlan Mayor, Anderson Laws and Jones Funeral Home, Don Super Saver, Front Porch Medical, Harlan Dental Clinic, J.R. Ho, Green Construction, Middlesboro Coca-Cola, Rax Restaurant, Ball Heating and Cooling, Baker's Tax Service, Dixon Plumbing, Kentucky Mine Supply, Fuel Co. for sponsoring our scoreboard, and, of course, Listen Be Law for sponsoring our player of the game.
They get down at the mound. Carroll stays in. First pitch is hit on the ground to the second baseman, and looks like they're going to try to turn two. Throws over to first is there, and that's a double play. But the Green Dragons tie this one up. Carroll gets out of the jam with that double play ball there. We have a 3-3 game going to the bottom of the fourth inning. We'll be right back here on the Sazon Steakhouse, 52nd District. Welcome back. Bottom of the fourth inning, 3-3 game here. Dalton Black will step up into the batter's box for the Bobcats as he hits that first one on the ground. That's a slow roller. Jake Brewer run over to it, throw it over to first base, and that'll quickly be out number one.
That was a good job by Jake Brewer staying with that right there, not letting it go foul.
Great.
So one down quickly. That'll take us to the top of the order. It'll be number 8, Holden Clark. First pitch coming to Clark. It's in there, strike one. Nice pitch there.
I can't say enough good things about how Brewers came in and handled himself in this game so far.
He's been really, really, really good. Comes the 0-1 from Jake. To Clark. That's hit on the ground. Over to Cooper Thomas. He's got it. Throws it over to first. That'll be out number 2. So back-to-back ground outs, and that's going to bring up number 1, Cooper Brock, he's rich base both of his times tonight. He had a single back in the first and then walked in the second. Two down here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
That's what you want in championship baseball.
This is it, man. First pitch coming. Strike one. Jake's just throwing strikes, man. He's doing what he needs to do right now, just throwing strikes.
In that defense to back him up.
0-1. Swing and a miss, strike two. Brock quickly down 0-2. Comes the 0-2. Tip foul. Staying alive. Oh, 2 count. Here comes the pitch. That's high, ball number one. One, two. Comes the pitch. Breaking ball. Brody tried to frame it. Not happening there. Evens up the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the fourth inning. 3-3 game. Here comes the 2-2 from Jake. Swung on, hit foul. Stay right here at 2-2. Here goes the pitch. Swung on, it's hit in the air. Eli Fryer saying he's got it. He gets underneath it, and that'll be out number 3. 1, 2, 3 goes the Bobcats. We'll be back here to the top of the 5th inning. It's a fantastic game in our Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Championship on 105.1 WTUK. Welcome back. Top of the 5th inning. It is a 3-3 game in our championship matchup. Man, and what a game it has been. Eli Fryer will step in for the Green Dragons. He had a double last time at the plate.
Officially 1 for 1 on the day. Was hit by pitch in his first at bat.
Braden Carroll still in. First pitch finds the inside corner, strike one. Braden Carroll still in for the Bobcats.
He's pitched a really good game.
Yeah, he's pitched really well for them tonight. 0-1 to Eli. Comes a pitch from Carroll. That's hit hard, and that's a liner. Center fielder gets over to it, but that's going to be a single for number 2, Eli Fryer. He is seeing the ball well tonight, and that is back-to-back hits for him as he's 2 for 2 on the even. Now the lead runner is on for the Green Dragons. That'll bring up number 13, Brody Owens.
That was basically in the same spot as last time. The center fielder was just shading a little bit more to the left, so he's able to cut it off without it going to the wall. Owens has struck out and reached on an error.
Brody looking to deliver here for the Green Dragons. First pitch to him. Swung on, man. He turned on that quickly. Hits it foul.
Hope somebody down there was paying attention.
Yeah, he pulled that one quick. Oh, 1 to Brody. Just a tad bit outside. Evens up the count at 1-1. Eli Fryer stands over on first base for the Green Dragons. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. Eli represents the lead run. 1-1 coming from Carroll. That is inside, ball number 2.
It almost clipped him. I'll tell you what, that Harlan dugout is loud.
They're alive now. Took them a little bit to get going, but they're juiced up. You feel a momentum switch. Really, it's happened in this game thus far. 2-1 to Brody. Pitch coming. See it hard. Is that getting through? It does. And that'll be a single for Brody Owens. It's going to go all the way to the fence. Eli Fires around at second, going to third. They're sending him home. Eli Fires rounds third. He's heading for home. There's going to be no throw. And the Green Dragons lead the championship game 4-3. Brody Owens delivers.
Man, what a huge hit right there for Brody Owens. I'm sure that'll go down as a double, and then he got to third base on the pass ball. The ball just got by the center fielder.
That'll be an RBI double for Brody Owens, and the Green Dragons have their first lead of the game as Braxton Bowen stands in with Brody Owens standing over on third. Nobody out.
Telling you what, Fryer was on his horse, man.
He was.
I wouldn't want to be a catcher that had to got in front of me.
Yeah. Braxton with a huge opportunity here for the Green Dragons. He had a sacrifice last time at the plate. He's 0 for 1. Comes the first pitch to Braxton. He's going to show Bowen. He gets it down. Brody's going home, and Brody Owens is safe at home. Throws over to first. They got him, but that'll be a sacrifice RBI for Braxton Bowen. The Green Dragons played another one, and they now lead this one 5-3. Fantastic bunt by Braxton Bowen.
Tell you what, this crowd has came to life.
A complete change of course here in this game. And now Chris Rouse will step in. The Green Dragons lead by 2. 1 down here in the top of the 5th. First pitch is outside. Ball number 1. Man, that was a great bump by Bowen. He about got to first base as well. There they are. 1-0 here to Chris Rouse. That's hitting the air. Center fielder doesn't have to move much. He'll get under it. That'll be out number 2. Cooper Thomas will step in. He struck out in the second, grounded out in the third. Two down here. First pitch coming to Coop. Slow ball number 1. Comes the 1-0 from Carroll. That's outside, ball number 2. Mark, it's just hard to overstate the shift in this game that's taking place here.
It's one of those things. If you stay with it, good things can happen, and Harlan's not flinched.
2-0. That's going to be hit on the ground. Over to the second baseman. Second baseman runs and makes the play. Throw over to first. Out number 3. But damage done. The Green Dragons play 2. They lead 5-3 here in the Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Championship on 105.1 WTUK. Welcome back. Bottom of the fifth inning. Green Dragons lead the Bobcats 5-3. It'll be Carroll, Mays, and Burnett here for the Bobcats. Jake Brewer still in the mound for the Green Dragons. First pitch, hit on the ground. Baylor Varner will run over to it. Throw over to first is in time. That is out number one. And said it again. Jake Brewer just pitching to contact, man. He's getting outs.
He's done a bang-up job, man, coming in. Especially with that bases loaded double play, man. I can't say enough about that. And, I said earlier you don't see a lot of double plays in high school baseball, and we've seen two tonight.
Yeah. It'll bring up Ty Mays. He's over 2 in the evening. Struck out in the first, grounded into a double play in the second. First pitch coming to him. In there, strike one.
And the implications of winning the championship in the 52nd District are huge because
oh yeah,
you're not going to have to face Knox Central or North Laurel or Knox Central or looking to see what's going on there. It just ends up being a long single.
So good bit of hitting there by Ty Mays. He delivers for the Bobcats. Good job there by Braxton Bowen to cut that off and make sure that one got in to limit that to a single. But the Bobcats have a runner on, and now Blake Burnett will represent the tying run coming to the plate.
Well, what I was saying, if you win this, you're not going to have to face a Whitley County or Knox Central in the first round of the tournament.
Yeah.
And it's a very good possibility if you lose this.
Whitley County, really the cream of the crop here in the 13th region once again this year. They're so good.
Yes.
Runner stands over on first, 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Burnett at the plate. Jake Brewer gets signed. First pitch coming outside, ball number 1. Burnett's 0 for 2 in the evening. Struck out in the first, popped out in the third. 1-0. Comes a pitch from Jake. In there, strike one. Nice pitch.
Burnett officially 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out, flew out to center field.
That is high, ball number 2, 2-1. Comes a 2-1 to Burnett. That's hit in the air out to right field. See if the right fielder can make a play. Chris Rouse will be under it. That's out number 2. That had some English on it, spinning a little bit there, but good job there by Chris Rouse just getting underneath it. Out number 2, and that'll bring up Alex Creech. He walked in the second, popped out in the third.
2 outs in the inning, runner on first base. Harlan still clinging to that 2-run lead.
First pitch to Creech. In there, strike one.
It's got to feel good for the senior Brewer.
Yeah, I mean,
he pitching like this.
He's been fantastic thus far. 0-1 to Creech. In there, strike 2.
Just throwing strikes.
Creech and the umpire was talking to each other there. Set up outside. In there, strike number 3, rings him up, looking. The Bobcats strand 1. It is 5-3 Green Dragon lead here in our Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Championship on 105.1 WTUK. Welcome back. Top of the 6th here. Green Dragons lead the Bobcats 5-3. And what's been a great game between two great teams here in our 52nd District Championship. Caden will step to the plate for the Green Dragons. He walked in the 4th, then scored a run and struck out in the 2nd. Carroll still on the mound for the Bobcats. He's pitched really well tonight. Here comes the first pitch to Caden. It's outside, ball 1. 1-0.
KB.
Comes the pitch to Caden. Caden will foul that one off. Out of play over to the right side. Evens it up, 1-1. One. Comes the pitch. It's outside, ball 2. 2-1 to Caden Jackson. It'll be Caden Jackson, Jake Brewer, and Baylor Varner for the Dragons this inning. Pitch from Carroll. Swung on, hit foul again. Evens it back up at 2-2. Caden trying to get something going here at the start of the 6th inning for the Green Dragons. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Here comes a pitch from Carroll. Just misses. We go full 3-2. Carroll gets a sign. Here comes the pitch to Caden. That's hit foul again.
Several Bell County fans having to duck down that line there.
Good job by Caden just to stay alive there. 3-2.
Go too far.
3-2 here to Caden Jackson. Pitch coming. That is inside and high. That'll be ball number 4. And Caden Jackson will be the leadoff runner on for the Green Dragons. He's walked the last 2 times. He's reached base twice. That'll bring up number 5, Jake Brewer. He had a sacrifice back in the 4th inning. Struck out in the 2nd.
I think more importantly, what a lot of people don't realize right now, you're late in the inning, you're in 6th inning, you're making that pitcher work a little bit harder. A lot of pitches right there, and then he ends up getting on base. So that's huge.
Caden's over on first. Carroll look over at him. Here comes a pitch to Jake. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Good pitch there by Carroll. Baylor Varner stands on deck for the Green Dragons. Comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Oh, 2. 0-2 pitch from Carroll. It's outside, ball number 1. One, 2. Swung on, hit foul, backing out of play. Jake Brewer stays alive. It'll stay right here at 1-2. One, 2. Carroll will look over at Caden Jackson at first base. Gets his sign. Here comes a pitch. That's inside, ball number 2. Evens up the count.
Once again, Brewer, he got down 0-2, but he's making him work.
Yep. Working the count. 2-2. To Jake Brewer. Here comes a pitch from Carroll. That's low. Ball 3, full count.
Wasn't it bad for Brewer right here?
Jake looking to help himself. 3-2. Big pitch here from Carroll. Pitch coming. Swung on, it's hit on the ground. That's a tough one to get to. Shortstop gets there, gets the out at second. So that'll go down as a fielder's choice, and that'll be one down. Good job there by the shortstop for Bell County getting that out. That'll be out number 1 for the Green Dragons. That'll bring up Baylor Varner.
Back to the top of the order here.
Baylor, Retch on an E6 back in the 4th inning. Got credited with an RBI. Popped out in the 3rd, singled in the 1st. One down.
Go, Baylor.
Carroll throw over to first, trying to get Jake. Doesn't. That was a nice move there.
They know he's a threat to run down there. He's so quick.
Carroll gets it. Jake's gone. Throw's going to be down to second, and Jake Brewer's there. So stolen base for Jake Brewer, the speedster, and now he's in scoring position.
It was called a strike on Varner.
So 0-1 to Baylor. One. That's low, ball 1. Jake's got a pretty substantial lead at second, making Carroll think about it. See if Carroll looks back at Jake. He does. Here comes a pitch to Baylor. Swung on, hit hard, but that's going to be in foul territory, and that's going to go out of play. 1-2.
Turn quick on that one.
Go,
1-2 count. Runner on second for the Green Dragons.
Insurance run for the Green Dragons would be huge.
Carroll gets his sign. Look back at Jake. Here comes a pitch to Baylor. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Creech will throw it over to first base, and that'll be out. Jake Brewer will advance to third. So strikeout by Varner. You don't see that much by him, but Brewer is over at third base. And now here comes Jackson Perry.
A lot of people aren't even going to notice the little things the senior did right there, though. But as he hustled down the first base line, he kind of ran to the inside to make it hard for the first baseman to make that throw to third base if they wanted to try to get Brewer, which I don't think that had a shot at Brewer anyway. But it's those little things, just heads up play.
Yep. Jackson Perry, 1 for 3 on the evening. Comes the first pitch to him. Swing and miss, strike 1.
Base hit here gets you that insurance run you're looking for.
That was a big strikeout by Carroll. That was a good job by him, just hanging in there and getting that out against Varner. 0-1 to Jackson Perry. Pitch coming. Swung on, hit on the ground. That's a hard play for the third baseman to make, but he makes it. Throw is over to first, and it is in time.
What a
fantastic play by Blake Burnett. Our score stays 5-3. We'll be back here for the bottom of the 5th inning on Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Championship on 105.1 WTUK. Welcome back. Bottom of the 6th inning. Green Dragons lead the Bell County Bobcats 5-3 in the championship of the 52nd District Tournament. It'll be Mason 6-eye up first for the Bobcats. Mason, he retched on an E6 in the 2nd inning, scored a run, and was hit by a pitch in the 3rd, so he's retched base both of his times to the plate tonight. Bell County Bobcats dugout comes alive. First pitch is low. Ball number 1.
This is a big inning right here for Brewer because you're at the bottom half of the line, bottom third of the lineup, and if you can get out of this unscathed, you're 3 outs away.
What a game this has been. This has been a fantastic game in our championship tonight. 1-1 to 6-eye. One pitch. It's hit on the ground. Baylor Varner is there. He's going to have to make a good throw. Varner's throw is there on time, and that is out number 1.
Smart play there by Varner. He waited on that last bounce to make sure it didn't eat him up.
By the way, I just want to go back to that play that Blake Burnett made back in the 5th inning. That was a fantastic play on a hard-hit ball by Jackson Perry. He saved a run there for the Bobcats.
Yep.
Huge play there by him. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th, and it'll be Aiden Smith. He walked in the 2nd, scored a run, and grounded out in the 3rd. First pitch coming. Little high, ball 1. That one's high and inside, ball 2. That one's hit in the air.
It's a mile high.
Let's see who's going to get to it. Is it Jackson Perry or is it Baylor Varner? It's Jackson Perry. That's a pop out, and that'll be out number 2. Jackson does a really good job at center field, man. He covers a lot of ground.
That's usually where you put your speediest player. You want them out there where they can do some damage.
So 2 down, and that'll bring up Dalton Black. He walked in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th. 2 down here for the Bobcats in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch coming to Black. It's in there, strike 1. Oh, 1. 0-1 pitch. It's low. Ball 1. Evens up the count. 1-1. One coming. That is high. Ball 2. Two one. That's high and inside. About gets Black. Now it's 3-1. First time we've seen Brewer have.
I just got away from him.
Yep, have a really in a bat go this long. 3-1. Here comes a pitch from Brewer, and that is high and inside. That'll be ball number 4. So Black will be on base, and the Bobcats will be back to the top of their lineup. It'll be Hogan Clark. He represents the tying run for the Bobcats. So 1 run on, 1 guy on, 2 outs. Holden Clark is 0 for 3 tonight. Popped out in the 1st, popped out in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th.
And when you say he's 0 for 3, it makes you think, man, he's about due.
Yeah, he's due. He's
scary time.
This is he's a fantastic player. Had an awesome game last night for the Bobcats, and now looking to deliver here in the bottom of the 6th. Black's over at first. Jake gets his sign. First pitch coming. It's in there, strike 1. 0-1 to Clark. Clark will step in. Jake gets his sign. Pitch coming. It's low, ball 1.
Looked like Owens kind of popped to that left side trying to work that corner.
Yeah. He set up wide there. Black's over at first. Jake will peer over at him. 1-1. Pitch coming. It's inside. About almost hit him. It'll be 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, hit foul. Evens up the count 2-2. So Jake Brewer trying to get out of this one here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 5-3 game. Green Dragons lead the Bell County Bobcats here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Comes a pitch. It's low, goes full, 3-2. Big moment here.
All right, this is a big spot right here.
What happens? Three-two. Pitch coming from Brewer. It's low, ball 4. So now the Bobcats have 2 on after back-to-back walks, and that'll bring up the shortstop, number 1, Cooper Brock.
Singled back in the first. He walked and had an RBI back in the second and grounded out to the shortstop. So
now Coach Fryer's going to come out and talk to Jake.
Probably just settling down a little bit.
See what they say. See what they do. And this has been a fantastic game. Now the Bobcats are threatening with 2 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So it looks like they're going to, Coach Fryer's just going to try to settle Jake down. Leave him in there. As we said, Cooper Brock, he singled back in the first, walked in the second, popped out in the 4th. So.
Umpire heading out to break up the meeting.
Hurry it up, boys. So Jake will stay in. Number 5 trying to work out of a jam here in the bottom of the 6th. And the Bell County Bobcats are trying to scratch their way back into this one. Brock will step in. Here we go. Bobcat dugout is alive.
Big at bat right
Here comes the first pitch. Swung on, it's hit on the ground. Is that going to get through? It will. That is definitely going to score 1, and the runner will be held at second. So Cooper Brock delivers. That's an RBI single for him, and now the Bobcats only trail by 1 here, 5-4.
They just hit it just a little shy of where the second baseman could reach it.
And now that'll bring up Braden Carroll. He reached on an E4 in the first inning, walked in the second, grounded out in the 5th. 2 runners on. The Bobcats still threatening here. First pitch from Jake. It's in there, strike 1. Big pitch. Jake trying to get out of the jam. Oh, 1. Here comes the 0-1. It's outside ball 1.
This at bat becomes even larger than the one before. Base hit now could tie this up.
1-1. Tie ball 2. That pitch is hit hard at Cooper Thomas. He's got it, throws over to first, is in time, and Jake Brewer gets out of a jam. We'll go to the 7th inning. The Green Dragons lead 5-4 here on the Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Championship on 105.1 WTUK. Welcome back. 7th inning. Green Dragons looking to tag on some insurance runs here, and Eli Fryer will start things off. Eli Fryer's had a good game. He's 2 for 2. He's hit the ball hard both times. Braden Carroll stays in the game for the Bobcats. First pitch coming to Eli. It's low and outside, ball number 1.
Eli has had a really good game at the plate.
Was hit by pitch in the first, doubled in the third, singled in the 5th.
Scored twice as well.
That pitch is low in the dirt, ball 2.
I got so tickled last night when he ran through his dad's stop sign. I said if he would have got thrown out at home, that would not have been a fun evening for the Fryer household.
2-0 count here to Eli.
He's a sophomore this year, correct? Or
Junior.
Oh,
He got hit again.
He just eats them.
He's going to get hit by a pitch. That's what's going to happen.
He tried to come inside, and it just sailed on him.
Coach Six Eye's going to come out for the Bobcats, and I wonder if that's the
I think it's going to do it for Carroll.
Last pitch thrown by Carroll. I think that will be. So we'll take a break here, and while the new pitcher warms up for Bell County, we'll be right back on the Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Championship here on 105.1 WTUK. Welcome back. The Bobcats will change pitchers here. It'll be number 12, Aiden Smith, on the mound now.
Big spot for a freshman to come in and pitch.
It'll be Brody Owens at the plate. Eli Fryer's over on first. Green Dragons looking to add an insurance run here in the top of the 7th inning.
Big double and RBI for Brody, his last at bat in the 5th inning.
Here we go. First pitch from Smith. It's hit hard in the air by Brody Owens. Left fielder's underneath it, and that'll be a pop out there. Out number 1. That'll bring up Braxton Bowen. He had a sacrifice RBI back in the 5th, a big run.
Brody just got under that one a hair.
Go, Braxton.
Zach Boggs over there is a pinch runner for the Green Dragons. I think so.
Go, Zach.
Green Dragons would love to get another run.
They've thrown over twice on Zach.
Just trying to keep him close. Thought they were going to get away not having to wash that uniform tonight. And look at it now. 2 throw-overs, and he's filthy.
Bowen will step in. One down. Here we go. That is hit hard on the ground to the the second baseman. He'll flip it over to short. One out, and that'll be a double play. So the Bobcats turn 2. They're down to their final 3 outs. Can they come back in this one, or can the Green Dragons shut the door? We'll be back here for the bottom of the 7th inning on our Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Championship on 105.1 WTUK. Here we go. Bottom of the 7th inning. 52nd District Championship. The Bell County Bobcats, the number 1 overall seed, come to the plate, trailing by 1 run. The Green Dragons have made a pitching change. They're going to go to number 2, the junior, Eli Fryer, looking to shut the door and win the 3rd consecutive 52nd District Championship here for the Green Dragons. Mark, what a way to finish this one.
Man, this is a fun game, and you're facing the heart of the lineup. 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up. Mays reached on a single his last at bat.
It'll be Ty Mays first up. Here's the first pitch from Eli. In there, strike 1. Starts it off right.
And this crowd is invested every pitch.
They're ready to go. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That one was high, but Mays chased. 0-2 count.
Tried to hold up, just couldn't. The high heat, I told you.
Here we go.
Fryer's got some velocity on those pitches, too.
0-2. Pitch coming from Fryer. Just misses. Think it might have been a little bit high. 1-2. Man, that was close.
Everybody's living and dying with every pitch, man. It's great.
Here comes the 1-2 from Eli. Pitch coming. Misses outside. Evens up the count at 2-2. Good job there by Mays. Just being patient.
I think he may come back with a little high heat here. Worked him up with that outside pitch.
Comes a pitch from Eli. 2-2. Swung on. It's hit hard. Baylor Varner is there. Gets it. Throw over to first. Is it in time? That is out number 1. Green Dragons 2 outs away from a 52nd District Championship. Blake Burnett will be at the plate.
Well, I called it. It was high heat, but he swung on it and sent it right to the shortstop. So you're 2 outs away from winning.
Blake 0 for 3 on the evening, struck out in the first, popped out in the third, and popped out in the fifth.
Always a dangerous hitter, though.
The senior. What a career he's had. First pitch come from Eli. It's high and outside, ball number 1. Comes the 1-0 pitch from Eli. It's high again, ball 2. Blake Burnett ahead 2-0 in this count here. Brody's going to come out and talk to Eli. And Baylor's going to come out and talk to him as well. Like the whole infield's going to come in and discuss things here.
These kids behind me just scared me to death. Yeah, they're going to talk things out.
They're going to ask for Coach Fryer to come out, I think. Nope. They're going to say, go away, we got it.
I wonder if they're just talking about here, just throwing strikes. Maybe the infield's just telling him, let's do our job.
They said they got him lined out. Green Dragons 2 outs away, man. 2-0 count to Blake Burnett.
Both dugouts are rocking.
Here comes the 2-0. Low in the dirt, ball 3. If you're Blake Burnett, you're probably making Eli Fryer throw you a strike here.
Yep.
3-0. Blake Burnett's going to show bunt. Pulls back, strike 1. Bell County dugout didn't like the call.
Well, Bell County fans hate it. Harlan fans love it. I'm telling you, every pitch is going to be like that, isn't it?
3-1. Comes a 3-1 from Eli. It's in there, strike 2. Now we got us a full count. Eli Fryer battles back. Man, could cut the tension with a knife here.
So it makes for good radio, man.
I
love games like this.
2 great players going at each other. Here comes a pitch from Eli Fryer. Swung on, hit foul. Blake Burnett stays alive.
He's keeping himself alive right there. That was just got to make contact to keep the at-bat going.
Three, 2, 1 out. Here comes a pitch from Eli. That's high, ball 4. So Blake Burnett, representing the tie and run, will be over at first base. And now Alex Creech will step in.
And you wonder if they're going to be aggressive here. Send Blake. He's got a little speed.
I wonder if there's something going on with Eli's hand. He keeps flinching it and looking down at it.
Kind of looking at his fingers.
Lee's going to come talk to him.
He's telling him he's all right.
Eli says, go on. I'm good. See him keep flexing that hand. So Blake Burnett represents the tie and run. He's over at first base. We have 1 out.
I think they're having an equipment issue over at first base.
Alex Creech walked in the second, scored a run, popped out in the third, and struck out in the 5th. Mason 6i stands on deck. Here we go. Eli will peer over at Burnett. First pitch coming. And almost hits him. Goes inside, ball 1. They'll ask for time.
They're giving him second base. Must be a balk, maybe.
Wow, that's huge.
Now runner in scoring position with 1 away.
So now, runner in scoring position, 1 out. Huge moment. A hit probably scores Burnett and ties this thing up. 1-0. Comes a pitch from Eli. In there, strike 1. 1-1. Good pitch from Eli Fryer when you needed it.
I think this situation, you're just going to have to come after him now. With a runner in
Yeah.
scoring position, you're going to have to.
1-1. The pitch from Eli. Just misses. Little high. 2-1. Thought that was a strike. That was close. The umpire saying 1-1.
Yeah, it's 2-1.
Umpire signal 1-1.
It is 2-1 though. I'm about positive. Is it not?
I don't know. Comes a pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Well, I don't know how many balls there are, but I do know there's 2 strikes. The umpire's still signaling 1-2.
All right.
2.
Alex Creech will step back in. Eli will get his sign. Here we go. Here comes a pitch from Eli Fryer. Ooh, just misses. Now it's 2-2.
That was almost perfect placement.
I thought he had it. So now 2-2. Here we go. 2-2 count. 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, hit foul. Creech stays alive.
You had me ready to swing there. I like that.
We have 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Green Dragons 2 outs away from securing a championship. Blake Burnett represents the tying run for the Bobcats. Alex Creech steps in. It's a 2-2 count. Here we go. Eli Fryer will look at Blake Burnett. Here comes the pitch. Just misses low. Full 3-2. What would it be without a little bit of drama, you know? You love some drama.
And how big is it that there was not another ball now?
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Full count, 1 out. Comes a pitch from Fryer. Just misses. And that'll be a walk. And it looks like they may make a change. Well, they're going to make a change. I'm not sure. So now you have 2 runners on, 1 runner out. Mason Sixeye will be
They're bringing
at the plate. They're going to bring everybody in.
Man, what a game.
What a game, man. If you're wanting to see a championship, this is what you're hoping for. Just a fantastic game between 2 really, really good teams.
5-4. Runners on first and second for the Bobcats, 1 away.
Coach Fryer going to talk to everybody here. Huge moment here for Six Eye. So Blake Burnett represents the tying run for the Bobcats. Alex Creech represents the winning run for the Bobcats. Eli Fryer in a jam. And they're going to make a change. So Eli Fryer is going to go over to first base, it looks like. And it looks like now
Brewer's coming back.
Jake Brewer is coming back.
I didn't even know you could do that.
I didn't either. Jake Brewer, who came in relief earlier and pitched fantastic.
His accuracy was great. He was making them put the ball in play, and I think that's what Coach Fryer's going for here.
And now here's the thing. You know, what we said, he was pitching to contact. That's what he was doing. He was getting guys to hit the ball, ground out, get out. And now he's going to come back in another tough spot. He found himself coming in a tough spot. Was it in the 2nd inning or the 3rd inning? The bases were loaded for Bell County. He got a double play. And now he comes in again, 2 on, 1 out with a district championship that's on the line here, man. The stakes couldn't be higher here for Jake Brewer.
I think that was back in the 2nd inning. Bases were loaded and he came in because there was 1 out. They'd already brought in 3 runs, had the double play.
The Green Dragon ace, Baylor Varner, unavailable to pitch tonight after pitching an absolute gem last night. 18 strikeouts on the evening for him yesterday, so he's played a really good game at short. But he is unavailable tonight. So now, Jake Brewer's all the way warmed up. Mason 6'5" will step in. Here we go, man.
Oh, 5.
Stakes couldn't be higher. Jake Brewer gets his sign. Here comes the first pitch. Swung on, it's hit. The Baylor Varner. Baylor Varner is going to go over to second, gets the first guy. Does he get the second one? He's safe. That was close.
Was close. Almost had the double play.
Almost had it. But now, runners on the corner. Blake Burnett 90 feet away from tying this thing up. And Aiden Smith comes to the plate with a chance to keep the Bobcats' hopes alive. Man, that was a bang play over at first base. So close.
Speed of 6i helped them out right there to keep it alive.
Go, Jake. Go, Green.
Gosh, what a game. 2 outs. 2 runners on. Aiden Smith steps in.
Freshman came in relief and pitched fairly well.
Aiden Smith will ask for time.
Now he's stepping up with runners on the corners, trailing by 1 in the bottom of the 7th.
What a game we've had, man. What a game that we've had. Aiden Smith will step back in. Here we go. First pitch from Brewer. It's in there, strike 1. Oh, 1. Here's the pitch.
That's outside.
Outside, ball 1.
I knew that was going to be called outside because the catcher, he's set up on the outside. It's good pitch placement, though.
1-1.
He's
Comes the 1-1 from Jake.
Again.
That's outside, ball 2.
Yeah, he's setting up a little too far out there, I think. They're trying to get him to chase.
2-1.
I know fans are wondering about it, but they can't tell from the left side of the plate where that ball is hitting.
Aiden Smith will ask for time again.
Man, what a game this has been.
What a game, man.
5.
2-1 count, 2 outs. Here we go. Pitch coming. That's outside, ball 3.
People don't understand. Like, I hear fans getting upset, but they're setting up on that outside corner.
So now 3-1. Let's see. 3-1 pitch coming. That's hit in the air.
Come on, baby. Come on.
They're underneath it. It's Dragon domination. The Island Green Dragons are your 52nd district champions for the 3rd consecutive season. What a moment here as the Harlan Green Dragons in this game victorious. A huge win over the Bell County Bobcats. What a moment for this team. What a moment here at home as the Green Dragons are victorious once again in the 52nd district tournament.
I don't think I've ever seen a collective hold of the breath.
Gosh.
That ball was in the air. Everybody was just like, get under it, get under it, get under it.
Fantastic game. The Green Dragons battled through an early 3-0 deficit to come all the way back and win this game. Braxton Bowen slides underneath and gets that 3rd out, and the Green Dragons are victorious. What a fantastic game we had here tonight, folks. So listen, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We may have some interviews. We'll see. We'll also give our Scott Listenby Law Player of the Game and go over the all-tournament team. We'll be right back here on the Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Championship on 105.1 WTUK.
Welcome back to 105.1 WTUK, the Sazon Steakhouse 52nd District Tournament. And the Harlan Green Dragons have three-peated to come back. They were down 3-0 and came back to win this one by a score of 5-4. We want to thank everyone so much for coming along on this ride with us. We've had a blast doing this. And we also want to thank all of our sponsors. And I'm going to get that list pulled up now, and we're going to go over all the sponsors. Once again, thank you to Sazon Mexican Restaurant for sponsoring the entire tournament. Harlan Mayor, Joe Metters, Austin Miller for First District Magistrate, Bobby Kreider for Judge Executive, SEKRI, Jeff Marietta for Harlan Mayor,
So we have
Anderson Laws and Jones Funeral Home,
yeah, I got it.
Saver, Front Porch Medical, Harlan Dental Clinic, J.R. Ho, Green Construction, Middlesboro Coca-Cola, Rax Restaurant, Ball Heating and Cooling, Baker's Tax Service, Dixon Plumbing, Kentucky Mine Supply. Thank you to Fuelco for sponsoring our scoreboard, and Listen Be Law for sponsoring our players of the game. If you're wondering where Mr. Williams has went to, he is now having to do some announcing here, talking about the all-tournament team. He's doing all the announcing for that. So, players of the game tonight for Bell County, we're going to go with Cooper Brock. He went 2 for 2, had 2 RBIs, had a great night at the plate. So, Cooper Brock's going to be the Listen Be Law player of the game for Bell County. And for the Harlan Green Dragons, we got to go with senior Jake Brewer. He came in a tough situation. They were already trailing 3-0. Bases were loaded. He got a hit into a double play, got him out of the inning, and then pitched an amazing rest of the game. So Jake Brewer, he's going to be your Listen Be Law player of the game for the Harlan Green Dragons. So congrats to Harlan. They'll move on to play in the 13th region tournament, as do the Bell County Bobcats. Harlan will be facing a loser from the district tournaments. Bell County will be facing one of the winners. Now, Andrew and I were talking about this during the break, but one of the big implications of this is if you won this district, you're most likely not going to have to face a Whitley County or a Knox Central going into the regional tournament. Those are two teams that have not lost a game in the region this year. They've been absolutely lights out. Now, that's assuming that they win their districts, which I'm assuming they will, but that's huge going into a game like that rather than going in playing a winner from another district. But Bell County has nothing to hold their heads about. They played an excellent game. Just came up a little bit short. That's all you can say. But, man, that's the thing with baseball. You never know what's going to happen. But, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us these nights. Not sure yet about region, if we'll be going to region. I'd say we will, but I don't know 100%. Can't tell you that. So tune over now. Look at all the election results. Thank you to Kerrigan over there running all the computer, doing a great job as always. And for Andrew Williams, this is Mark Lawson. We hope and pray each of you have a great evening, and God bless.
This has been a production of Eastern Broadcasting.